Good day, everyone. I'm Engine Cadet Limbaga Bryan Ken, and we are the Group 2. Our assigned topic today is all about six cure claim of globalization. First is globalization is about the liberalization and global integrations of markets. Number two, globalization is inevitable and irreversible. Number three, nobody is in charge of globalization. And number four is globalization benefits everyone. And number five is globalization furthers the spread of democracy in the world. And lastly, globalization requires war on terror.
Good day, everyone. I am Engine Cadet Cabañero Jotam B, and I am a member of Group 2. And our topic is all about the six core claim of globalization. So, here are the contents of our topic. So, number one, globalization is about the liberalization and global integration of markets. Number two, globalization is inevitable and irreversible. Irreversible. Number three, nobody is in charge of globalization. Four, globalization benefits everyone. Number five, globalization furthers the spread of democracy in the world. And last, globalization requires war on terror. So, what is globalization according to Manfred Stiger? So, according to him, globalization has become one of the defining buzzwords of our time, a term that describes a variety of accelerating economic, political, cultural, ideological, and environmental processes that are rapidly altering our experience of the world. So, globalization is about the liberalization and global integration of markets. So, in other words, the concrete outcomes of market interactions are neither intended nor foreseen, but are the result of the workings of what Adam Smith famously called invisible happen. Yet, globalists usually convey the assertion that globalization is integration of markets in the form of moral imperatives. The concept of a free trade ar- arose as a moral principle even even before it became a pillar of economics. So this is the core claims of globalization. Globalization is about liberation and global integration of markets. Globalization is about the triumph of markets over governments. Driving force of global order is markets as an effect of globalization power is constrained.
I'm Cadet Lloyd Papas. My topic is all about globalization. It's about the liberalization and global integration of markets, not an ideology. So, globalization is refers to the opening of national markets and integration of production and increased operation of in MNCs. It simplifies means nation states are not able to influence exports and imports of goods and capital, and trade liberalization is seen as crucial policy towards globalization. How globalization related to liberalization? Trade liberalization is the reverse processes of protectionism. After previous protectionist decisions, trade liberalization occurs when governments decided to move back toward free trade. The outcome of these liberalizing and integrating processes is known as globalization. Difference between globalization and liberalization. Globalization is expansion of interconnected trades in the largely unregulated international market. Liberalization is the state of easing rules of government on trades and businesses to ensure capitalism and expansion. That's all.
Good day, cadets. Good day, sir. My topic for today is globalization is inevitable and irreversible. Despite the preposition that the market is based on independent intersubjective decision of independent and individual rational actors within a liberally organized democratic society, it is still spoken of within a Marxist Hegelian determinism by seeing globalization as the natural historical local of the universe's organization. Principles it is passively accepted yet actively pursued. President Clinton on U.S. foreign policy said, "Today we must embrace the inexorable logic of globalization that everything from the strength of our economy to the safety of our cities to the health of our people depends on events not only within our borders but halfway a world away." So, each country and nation have independent policies that govern how their market works regardless of the economical principles they adhere to. However, in the Marxist Hegelian determinism perspective, globalization is inevitable. This is because countries have to create economic partnership not only within their borders but outside their borders as well. This is to prosper international relations policies that benefit both countries. Thus, one needs to understand that world events do not only concern the countries involved in dispute but also other countries surrounding. For example, in the late Ukraine-Russian dispute, despite the Philippines not directly involved, we are affected by the economic instability because most of our resources, especially oil, come from the countries involved. Thus, any change in price of oil in the world market directly affected the change in price of oil being sold in the country.
Good day, everyone. I'm Engine Cadet Danilo A. Losorata. My assigned topic, which is Nobody is in charge of globalization. The great beauty of globalization is that no one is in control. The great beauty of globalization is that it is not controlled by any individual, any government, any institution. Robert Hermans, Vice Chairman of Goldman Sachs. The meetings, the groups, the foundations that all work on spreading neoliberal principle and New World Order principles have been deeply rooted in ancient history. Um, it to say that globalization is not controlled by any individual, any government, any institution, either no computer, no big data or any that is capable of compiling all the data, much less trying to analyze them. When we are dealing with almost 8 billion people, each with their own needs and desires and skills and knowledge, and with circumstances, are always continuous change. Furthermore, why should there be even the most local level. No one can know all of the various interactions between people and businesses, nor what is the most desired when or what new innovation will come along, or what will enter or leave a market, or what is the best way to make something is or what public taste will be like in the future, or how important as a specific good or service is to any given individual in comparison to all of the other goods or services an any individual might choose at any given time and place. Thus, I believe that no one can control of globalization because aside of being a large scale, managing every action in terms of dealing globally is impossible. And in my own opinion, by means of controlling globalization, one of the most control of the world, and the law of each country in which no one is capable, and it will not happen. If there is a capable controlling globalization, it must be God.
Good day, everyone. I'm Engine Cadet Limbaga Bryan Ken. Nobody is in charge of globalization. The great beauty of globalization is that no one is in control. The great beauty of globalization is that it's not controlled by any individual, any government, any institution. By Robert Hormats, Vice Chairman of Goldman Sachs. The meetings, the groups, the foundations that all work on spreading neoliberal principles and New World Order principles have been deeply rooted in ancient history. Why is nobody in charge of globalization? Why should there be? Even on the most local level, no one can know all the various interaction between people and businesses, nor what is the most wanted, when or what new innovation will come along, or who will enter or leave a market, or what the best way to make something is, or what public taste will be like in the future, or how important a specific good or service to any given individual with respect to all the others goods or service an individual might choose at any specific time and place and set of circumstances, or what might be in short supply when and what the best substitutes for the short good is in each industry that use it. And I could go on practically forever, but suffice it to say that no person, no group, no computer, no big data, or any of that is capable of compiling all the data, much less trying to analyze them when you're dealing with almost 8 billion people, each with their own needs and desire and skills and knowledge and what it and with circumstances always in the flux. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, sir. I am Carjon Cocamas. So my topic is globalization benefits to everyone. So economic and progress in today independent world is bound up with the process of globalization. Globalization provides great opportunities for the future, not only for our countries but for all others too. Its many positive aspects include an unprecedented expansion of investment and trade, the opening up to international trade of world most populous regions and opportunities for more developing countries improve their standards of living, the increasingly rapid dissemination of information technological innovation, and the proliferation of skilled jobs. These characteristics of globalization have led to a considerable expansion of wealth and prosperity in the world. Hence, we are convinced that the process of globalization is a source of hope for the future globalization. So, globalization benefits to everyone is an for me is an established part in the modern world. So, most of us don't realize that the benefit it brings to our daily life, such as technology developed by countries, even those even though globalization makes our lives better, it does bring some challenge. Companies start start to grow and expand the cross borders. Cultural difference around the world are undeniable. This difference create for business entering foreign markets and necessitate change to the daily business. So operation whether employing workers in the new region are communicating of value of their products. So new audience before discussing the benefits of globalization is essential to have strong understanding of what term means. The official definition of globalization is the process in which business or the other organization develop international international influence or start operating on an international scale. Globalization impacts business in many different ways, but those who decide to take international expansion find several benefits, including these are my example. So these are my examples sa benefits to everyone. So first, access to new culture. So access to new culture, globalization makes it easier than ever to access foreign culture, include food, movies, and art. And next is the spread of technology and innovation. So many countries around the world remain consistently connected to knowledge and technological advantage travel quickly because knowledge also transfer to so fast. This means scientific advances made in Asia can be at work in the United States of America in the matters of days. So lastly, next is access to new market. So business so access to new market, business gain a great deal from globalization, including new customers and diverse revenue. Com- Companies interest in his benefits look for flexible and innovative ways to grow their business to the overseas. So that's all sa kung na nga topic, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good day, this is Cadet Alcano reporting about the globalization furthers the spread of democracy in the world. So, the globalist claim is anchored in the neoliberal assertion that freedom, free markets, free trade, and democracy are synonymous terms. This focus on the act of voting, in which equality prevails only in the formal sense, helps to obscure the conditions in inequality reflected in existing asymmetrical power relations in society. So what is globalization? Globalization is the spread of products, technology, information, and jobs across the national borders and cultures. In economic terms, it describes the independence of nations around the globe fostered through free trade. So, democratic globalization supports the extension of political democratization to economic and financial globalization. They promote democracy that makes leaders more accountable to the citizenry through the removal of restriction on such
transactions.
I'm Engine Cadet Cuevas. I'm here to discuss my topic about the globalizations requires war on terror. Globalization has spread all over the world and is increasingly expanding and impacting entities. Globalization allows has made things easier, but also creates greater risks from the development of bad, illegal, advanced technologies, networking developments, and computerized advances informations. Related informations, international exchanges electronically, and many others ways that have enabled modern technologies constitute the flow and impact of globalizations. The technology, dynamism, and openness for our own market help us win this war. If spread to Iraq could help us win the peace, but the purpose of U.S. power is not power itself, but at this time, moment in time, it is American power only that can serve as organizing in principles of the worldwide expansions of liberal civil society. Yet globalizations need not only increase the opportunity cost of actions, making terrorism more costly. Um, on the contrary, for some groups, globalization increase the incentives and opportunities for terrorism and facilitates the organizations, financing, and persistence of terrorist strategies.